mile does it cost to fuel a G-Wiz electric car? The answer is only a penny.
That's right, it's just 1p a mile in Lecky for your G-Wiz compared to just over 11p a mile for your average small car, that's according to the AA. I'm after your thoughts on the G-Wiz, Britain's best-selling electric car. Robert, Ann and Michael's in a sec. Email us your phone number, we'll call you straight back to get yours heard. To me, the G-Wiz is a silly car. There may be a couple of thousand of them cluttering up our roads, but their drivers look like Muppets. They're made in India. They're supposed to be the greenest car on the road. Its carbon footprint is just a third of your average motors, though fans rarely mention the fact its Lecky comes from power stations, 45% gas, 28% coal, 18% nuclear. Only 7%, therefore, of your Wiz's energy comes from renewable sources. Nor does the car have to pass the same safety tests regular cars are subjected to, because it's a quadricycle, not a car. And that's one up, by the way, after a 40-mile-an-hour crash, and the dummy's torso had to be taken out separately from the dummy's legs. The G-Wiz does just 50 miles an hour, runs out of puff after 50 miles, sooner if you have the lights, radio or heater on, and costs almost 10 grand. My issue, though, is with its style. It really does look like a noddy car, and if that's the future of motoring, I'd rather get my bicycle out. Electric cars don't have to look like this, though, do they, Robert? I mean, the Tesla...
They certainly don't. I mean, there are now...
There's a Tesla there. Have you been in one of them?
I have driven one of those.
What's it like?
It is quite frightening. You do leave a small part of the rear end of your body behind when you accelerate.
And that's totally electric, is it?
Completely electric. It has 8,361 laptop batteries in the back of it. It does 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds.
Wow. Wow.
I have proved that it will leave a Ferrari and its driver fuming.
And how much does it cost?
Do you worry about that?
It's about the same cost as a Ferrari. It's expensive. It's about £100,000. It's not a cheap car.
And you drive an electric car yourself?
I drive an electric car every day, yeah.
Do you drive a G-Wiz?
No.
Why not?
Because I couldn't sit like that. It was more the discomfort. I was driving it like that.
So you have driven one?
So I have driven a G-Wiz. I mean, I think the very quick thing about them is they're really easy to make fun of, and they've done a lot of damage because of the Clarksonian worldview we have of cars and masculinity and sexuality. It's got to be big and it's got to be... and all that stupid sideways down a runway. It's so boring. So the G-Wiz has done a great deal of damage to the emerging electric car market because they are stupid and silly. But the thing is, I very quickly, I saw a perfect traffic jam earlier this year in the summer, lovely summery day, 3 cars in a row with 3 very upper middle class women just off Marylebone High Street in London. One was in a Porsche Cayenne, weighs 2.5 tonnes, does 10 miles per gallon. The second was in a Range Rover Sport. One woman in a Range Rover Sport in the middle of London. Another 2.5-tonne car with a 3.5-litre V8 petrol engine that was going while they were going nowhere. Behind them was the silly, idiot, silly lady in a G-Wiz. Isn't she stupid, driving the NAF car? She's sitting there. She pays 0 road tax, no congestion charge. It cost her under a penny a mile, in fact, to drive.
Which one do you drive? Which you drive an electric?
I drive a thing called an iMe, which is a Mitsubishi car. I've been given it for a year to test it out,
like that.
It's a 4-seater car.
That looks great.
Yeah,
4-seater car, does 85 miles an hour, rather alarmingly quickly. Electric cars accelerate very fast. It has a range of about 80 miles.
Very quickly, because time is short. Anne, would you drive them?
I drive a hybrid now. And if I were living in London or living much more in one city and didn't have to do long journeys, yes, I would drive one. I'd rather yours, though.
Yeah, no, I would too. Yours is funky. Yeah,
good for the environment, but it looks like a giant roller skate.
Yeah. If they were funkier, would you try one?
Yeah, I like the supercar that you showed me. That looked really nice.
Yeah, don't we all? Yeah. We are available, by the way, if Mr. Tesla is watching.
Yeah, we will road test one.
Mr. Tesla's watching, a bit of a miracle.
They won't give them to anyone.
Do they not?
No, even Leonardo DiCaprio had to buy his.
Oh, OK. Let's throw it open to you. Would you drive one? G-Wiz, that is.
We have Ian on line 1 first.
Morning, Ian.
Good morning, Steve.
Do you like G-Wizes?
I can't stand the things.
Are you with Robert? Do you think they're damaging the emerging electric car market?
I think, particularly the G-Wiz is a mistake. Styling's awful. They're cramped. They're horrible to drive. And as you say, the range on them is so laughable. It's not worth even thinking about unless you happen to live in a city. And also, I'm not convinced that the environmental claims actually stack up as well as they keep telling everybody.
OK, Ian, I'm going to pass the last word to Robert on this. You know, you said about the Tesla, all these laptop batteries. Laptop batteries are really bad for the environment, aren't they? I mean, they're toxic and... I mean, are electric cars good for the planet?
Cars, if you really want to be eco or green, you should walk. and you should walk in sandals that you've made yourself. So you go from there. So then you go bicycle, and then you go car.
Or indeed, your own handmade shoes.
Your own handmade shoes, exactly. But what I would say is, if the cars aren't no car can be eco or green. It's a big machine that's complicated and made in a factory. But if you look at the level of things, there's your handmade shoes walking. Here is a very small petrol car that is really environmentally aware, and electric cars down here. They're much, much, much better than stupid old diesel and petrol. Sorry, just had to say it.
And now, just like a G-Wiz, we're all out of puff. Our time is up. I've got to recharge my batteries. Huge thank you to you guys at home for helping us deal with our BT service, or lack of it, once again. Hopefully sorted tomorrow. And the right stuff, thumbs up to Robert, who you can see in Carpool, 8:30 tonight on Dave. Not to forget Michael and Anne, who are back with us tomorrow. Ladies and gents, the panel!